Inspired by the ideals of the founder Kurt Hahn, the North Carolina Outward Bound School is dedicated to the survival of these qualities: an enterprising curiosity, an undefeatable spirit, tenacity of pursuit, readiness for sensible self-denial, and above all, compassion. We pursue these values with a faith that tough-minded idealism and spiritual tenacity, rooted in the lives of people, especially the young, will help bring about a more humane, life-affirming, and responsible society.
I say we camp out here.
Helmets, harnesses, and the system we use to keep ourselves safe.
Oh, wow!
Pretty impressive, huh?
Whoa!
Everybody ready for the rescue?
Yeah.
Okay, so which boat is flipped over? The bottom of the T, exactly. Okay.
These obstacles are what are going to keep me safe, but they're not part of what's going to get me across.
The one with the red leaves here is the species of corn snake.
I'm just going to show you how they work. This is how you adjust the leg straps.
The challenge that we all put to you today is to push yourselves.
Here's my lungs right here. Okay, so we need to get air into it.
Open their mouth and breathe in. Since we're all adults, give them a full breath.
Clear to swing!
But at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is to carry on Kurt Hahn's legacy. And the 4 pillars of Outward Bound: self-reliance, compassion, physical fitness, and craftsmanship. I mean, these are important values.
Doing things today with ultimate quality, belaying people with quality, checking our knots and our harnesses with quality, and rappelling with quality at an absolutely quality, wonderful place.
Quality is essential. It is putting up a tarp at 3 in the morning in the pouring rain and still doing a good job. You know, because you have to. I mean, you have to stay dry at night. You know, there is a basic need. Then you have to do it with quality, or everything else falls apart. I'll get you to go through it slowly with me. So you want about a foot and a half of bait, a necklace around your loved one's neck. Come all the way around the back of their neck and back and give them a kiss.
Okay, well,
Integrity would be teaching what it means to have integrity in word and integrity in deed. So to do what you say you're going to do and to keep at it.
a little bit of slack, man.
This rappel is a little different than the one we went off the other day. This lip right here is our only obstacle. When we go over this, we want to make sure that we don't get our hands called on it.
People need to be at a level of fitness where they can complete the course so that they can deal with, you know, the other things that may be a little more important.
I've run marathons. I've learned to swim at an adult age when I was terrified of water and had some physical accomplishments. But I don't think anything has ever quite been the same as this. I feel good.
It certainly challenged me. I knew it was going to be a challenge, but no matter how much you know it in your head, it's not quite the same when you're out there doing it. I feel really great that I got to the top of Chorizo.
I mean, I knew I would be exerting myself physically and pushing myself to the limit, but that was just kind of like theoretical. And when we got to the top of the mountain, that's when I knew what it felt like.
I learned that I have a lot of capabilities within me that I never knew I had. If I push myself and try as hard as I possibly can, then more often than not I can succeed. And prior to this experience, I had lost that. I'm a runner. I run quite a bit. I run probably about 30, 40 miles a week, and I do a marathon a year just about. But that was probably the most challenging 10K course I've ever run. Chestnut Mountain is like, and it never ends. You don't think you're ever going to see the top.
The challenge that we all put to you today is to push yourselves.
Come on, Darby!
As hard as you can, and to recognize your limits.
Recognize your capabilities on the way to recognizing your limits.
Yeah, I can get up to here. I don't know where I'm going to go from here.
Concentrate on what you're doing today and probe into yourself. It's a good opportunity to.
Hold on, I really don't know where to go. Walk your feet up, Darby.
Have a good time.
Okay.
And that, that's an amazing thing for people to see that might sit in an office all day and kind of push aside the priority of being physically fit, which we all believe has an effect up here.
That was pretty intense. That was one of the most intense things I've ever done.
I think because we strip so much away when people first get here, they find it hard to believe how they're going to cope. And then suddenly there are 14 people there in the group that can help, and they can be self-reliant as a group. And also that can mean being self-reliant as an individual.
The whole thing was you really looked at yourself, and every night you peeled away another layer and got closer to that core inside you. And so you actually looked at the raw you.
Trying to get away from the city and getting caught up in the rat race, so to speak. And I think this has been a great point for me to kind of sit back, reflect, and just absorb what's really important in life.
I think the main thing is for students to become empowered and I guess realizing that they're in charge of judging themselves and determining their own successes.
One of the things that I learned is that I control success. I define it.
My favorite part was the ropes course, because I'd never done anything like that before.
My experience was letting go and moving on. And I think the sort of life task for me is to let go of security and a caution that I've had for a long time in my life. And the breakthrough for me was the encouragement here to do some letting go and moving on.
And then I sort of saw the ropes course, and I thought, we probably walk across one rope. When we ever walked up to that thing, and it's a huge structure, and the anxiety just continued to build.
I thought it looked easy from the ground. I thought, oh, piece of cake. But when I was up there, I didn't want to fall.
I got up the first one and I was, really scared. And then I went across that wire and I said, oh, this isn't that bad. It's sort of fun. And then I did the 2-rope one, and that wasn't so bad. And then I got to the beam. And it was like, oh my gosh. You feel like you're just like up in a cloud with nothing. And you have nothing to do with your hands. And I got up there and I said, I can't do it. Greg said, yeah, you can do it. But I got to the halfway point and I said, you're halfway. You can either walk backwards or walk forward. How's it going to feel when I fall? I just wanted to know, am I going to swing forward? Am I going to drop? What's it going to feel like, Greg? And he said, I can't explain it.
Clear to swing!
So I thought this was Greg just saying, I know, but I can't tell you.
You can't explain to someone what it's like until they do it themselves. And asking someone what it's like before you jump off the swings, it's just pretty way out.
That swing and the way it felt, and the feeling you have after it, you can't explain to anybody. And to me that symbolizes the whole experience of Outward Bound.
I can't believe I did it.
Gonna do it again?
No. Not today anyway.
And really anything we do should be done with considerations for other people. And that just comes out in every single thing we do, from cooking breakfast in the morning to making sure someone has a sleeping space at night, making sure someone's getting the support that they need while they're climbing a rock face,
Right on!
Hold on, I'm resting. My arms are like in pain.
No problem.
Thanks, Darb. You saved my life.
You provide people with an opportunity to display and to receive compassion, and then you underline what that feels like. One of the reasons why the wilderness component is such a powerful lever for teaching the sorts of things that we want to do is that it provides, on a ropes course or on a rock site, what that offers is a particularly dramatic opportunity for the best in people to come out.
It took me 20 years. No, it's all good, man. You're here.
The most powerful thing I think about a ropes course experience is not what you experience yourself, but what you see other people experience. When you're on the ground and you're trying to help someone confront the fact that they're scared to death, and they can do it, and they do it, and they get through it. I mean, that's about compassion.
Yeah. Hi.
The last leg up to the top of Chiripo is maybe 200 yards, but it's pretty much straight up.
Just take a minute and think if there's anybody that we want to, as a group, choose that maybe an appropriate or a really deserving person to be our summit leader.
The group selected me, and I said, I don't deserve it, and they said, it's a gift, take it. When we got to the top, it was probably one of the most emotional experiences in my life, that I needed them to believe in me, and the fact that they did believe in me was just astounding. It was just overwhelming.
Yeah, the service is a big part of it, and a huge part of the history of Outward Bound, with Kurt Hahn being so involved with his rescue services and other services that he did. Really was to help other people that needed a little more than they had.
It was a service project. We had children from a school come here with little trees and signs for the park that said conserve the forest, and then we played with them and we ate with them, which was really great because we got to really be with Costa Ricans for an afternoon.
Los Ángeles, California. ¿Dónde está? ¿Está allá?
A really great experience for everyone.
Portland.
Charlie, I think was his name. Yeah, Charlie, that's it. He came up to me in San Jose. I was taking a picture of right at the bus stop, of taking it all in and taking a picture of the market. And he came up and he was dancing in the middle of the street so I can take a picture of him, and I did.
I learned that I snored. I mean, I've been married 25 years and I never heard that I snored before.
This is going to feel like the best water I've ever felt in my entire life. And it'll probably be the cleanest I've been in the last 6 days.
Yay, David!
The thing I was most pumped about was climbing,
Oh, yeah.
And I got to the climbing and it scared the hell out of me.
I mean, coming downhill in the rain and the mud at an angle of about, what, 30 degrees?
30 degrees.
I did a 9-day Everglades adventure course. We ended up seeing alligators, we saw sharks, we saw any bird you can think of down there. We saw snakes, we saw turtles, we saw dolphins. So it was amazing.
Solo, we sent up our own tarp and our sleeping bag so we'd spend overnight by ourselves. And actually the highlight of that was a deer walked up to my tarp.
Little did we know the way to clean a pot was with dirt.
Leaves, dirt?
Dirt and leaves.
Dirt?
It actually works pretty well.
It does.
We had all kinds of dishes in our minds as we progressed on our trek. Over rice with a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc.
The last morning when we set out in the dark towards the summit and climbing those last few steps, I mean, it was kind of like climbing the pyramid to the gods.
So the experience of Outward Bound translates directly into, I think, life experiences in a metaphorical way. The interconnectedness that not only this group of 12 has with one another, but how we all have an interconnectedness with the earth.
Life is a soft loom. Be gentle, go easy. And this too might serve you. Carl Sandburg.
What we want to try to do with this road course is just go beyond our comfort zone.
The conservation biologists, the people who study old growth forests.
I've got other lakes on the other side. Also, if you look back up here, you can see other lakes.
I didn't realize it would be such a rush of emotions.
Education that happens from the inside out.
You have plenty of support here. Plenty of support.
It was the most intense thing I have ever done in my whole life, and I'm not lying.
It taught me a great deal of patience and camaraderie and the team approach.
I know I will never ever approach a challenge in the same way.
It's a bit of soul searching, a bit of self-searching, and to realize that I can do things that I might not have thought I could do.
Is this a place or what?
I did a lot of things I never thought I could do.
I need some jump starts to get me on to the next thing. And Outward Bound has a way of providing experiences that provide that jump start.
I don't think life is going to be the same. I really don't.
I think it's people discovering their own way of learning.
Change lives, more precisely to help people to change their lives. Sometimes see things about their aspirations and their dreams that they hadn't seen before.
People get a sense of renewed spirit while they're here, and they feel like they can face things that they never maybe thought they could do before.